Namaste and welcome to this exciting new episode of Sattology Debunking Mythology. This time we brought you a totally new side of Sattology, how you can use in your practical day-to-day life. You must have seen learnthinkshare.com and it's based on my book Transcending the Mind, and I have the people who run that company with me. So let us discuss, and you love it. It's live on LinkedIn as well as on YouTube. So welcome all. Welcome Galit.
Hello.
So, what are we discussing today?
Today we're going to be talking about hiring solutions and how the mindset matters when you hire people.
Yes. All right. So, mindset is the key. So, let's begin. Our and viewers can ask questions on the chat and do join if you're on LinkedIn or any other place you're joining in. So, you can ask questions live as well.
So, our first question to you is, why is hiring for mindset more important than just for skills or experience?
I think if when we do hiring activities, we are focusing on skills and we are focusing on important things like how people can do their jobs better, and then the problems come in the interaction, or maybe we find out that the person was not suitable for the team, and because we never tested them on the mindset, and there was no parameter for us to test them on the mindset also previously. So so I think, hiring people based on their mindset becomes more key to create a good team. We all know, businesses start with individuals but grow with teams. We know that a founder may start a business individually. It requires a fresh idea, but to grow the business you need a good team, and therefore the mindset really matters actually. And the best way to gauge a mindset of a person is through a series of questions and answers that need to be asked beforehand. And uh, and also there are separate tests for the mindset, because we have, when we talk about hiring solutions, the people need to know it requires specialization, not by AI and not by googling it, the mindset questions, because you don't know your target audience. So there is no pre-qualification set for understanding the people. Like for example, we have a 5 course strategy. Annamaya, Pranamaya, the 5 course strategy. When you know the koshas, then you know exactly how to hire a person effectively. And that will be great help to the startup founders and also the businesses also.
Yeah,
Richard?
great points. And great points. And that's what we focused on in Learn, Think, Share. And me teaching the martial arts for, 4 decades, it's primarily looked at as physical. And I realized very young, because I was never a big guy, that it's not about physical. So just like what we've come to is it's something different. Okay. Someone could be strong, they could be athletic, they could have the skills to do the job, they can be quick, cheats in the corporate world. But what's missing? So that's at Learn, Think, Share. We're bringing about the mindset is the key ingredient, and examples how to identify it. Because most companies don't use it, they don't know how to use it. They still just go based on the resume and the person's credentials, which we know is not enough.
Okay, so this brings me to the second question. How can a company identify a candidate's mindset during the hiring process?
Uh, Actually, there are a lot of techniques, and I think where people make a mistake is asking generic questions like, "Tell me about a time you faced failure. How did you respond?" Very bad question, because it is just telling the process, and people can prepare for it, and they can come back. These are the normal questions asked in a big environment, corporate environment. Then another bad question is, how do you handle conflicting priorities? Again, this is skill, not a mindset. So skills can be learned, but the mindset has to be gauged and also improved upon. So my alternate question will be, for the mindset will be how satisfied you feel. Just one example. How do you satisfied you feel? Now that gives me a person's attitude, whether he's content or he's not content. And again, a wrong theory has been taught to us. Oh, an employee has to be dissatisfied for growth. No, dissatisfied employee will bring your business down. Believe me, it's like a dissatisfied general in the military. He's going to sell your tanks and trade them for enemies' tanks and bring them home as a war trophy. Will you award him or punish him? That's a different question. So the mindset questions are totally different than this, because mindset is a series of experiences that we have accumulated over time. And unfortunately, in this time today, people don't understand mind, because they think of mind as thinking, feeling, and willing. That's a very good definition of a mind: thinking, feeling, and willing. But how does the mind operate? And everyone, based on their culture, language, history, and spirituality, they come up with their own mindset, because that's what they have been programmed. So my questions will be very different, or our learn, think, share questions will be very different, and to identify and give the team manager or whoever is hiring a solution that which employee will fit their business model. Every human is important. Every human has inherent skills, and every human has inherent capabilities, and every human has a unique mind based on their previous lifetimes, previous experiences. And so the hiring managers need to focus on that inherent skill, inherent the personality of a person.
Yeah, all great points. And I think to answer that question directly, which a lot of people don't like to hear, is it's basically the question of how can a company identify a candidate's mindset? They pretty much have to get rid of the old methods and they have to create new methods. Lots of companies don't ever want to hear that, but in order to truly make progressive change, you need to sometimes start over. And I think, again, Learn, Think, and Share, we can help you with that process because the old methods don't work. I think the turnover ratios and a lot of the surveys out there prove that.
Okay. All right. Now, what role does mindset play in building a cohesive team spirit?
Great question again. Uh, Team bonding is more important than team building, because team building is hiring and you assemble a group of people. But if there is no team bonding, then it's not going to produce any result. There are a lot of physical methods, like people playing a game together, people going outing together. These are all very traditional methods. But what I envisage is something else, that we select people on the basis of common mindset parameters, and then you still need exercises like that for social cohesion. But social cohesion is can be very helpful, can be very detrimental. Any experienced manager can tell you there can be many incidents happen. I don't want to rename it. People can imagine, and it destroys the team spirit. Now what we are suggesting is a radical different way. Like I give a hint over there: koshas means inherent capabilities. Now when we hire people based on the kosher, then it creates a unique, it's like gelled atmosphere in the first place. The team was there meant to for each other. And now it's easy to scale the markets or growth, focus on growth. The half the time managers' times get wasted in managing the expectations of people. And that's where our training differs from the others. That our solutions help you using the very ancient methodologies to hire right, so that you don't spend money on team building. You spend money on team bonding, and and make everyone perform to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, great response. And again, a very big issue that people don't address. And people, sports fans, but it applies in the corporate world as well. The NFL draft just occurred a couple of weeks ago, and they put a lot of time and money into researching these young athletes. They look at all their physicalities, they have them jump and run and physical and all, a lot of emphasis on that. But the X factor is, like Adi's saying, how when they join their professional sports team that's already intact, how are they going to bond with that team? And if they don't bond, then they become a conflict to growth in the team. And in this case, winning, business, winning, same concept. So it's not physical. You have to have the person bond with your current organization.
Okay. Next question would be, can a focus on mindset in hiring help with diversity and inclusion?
Automatically, because now we are building a team based on, see, more than diversity and inclusion. I'll more than that, I'll focus on mindset, because diversity and inclusion is based on physical parameters, or this person belongs to this cultural background or that cultural background, so it by default it differentiates people. But if I focus on mindset, it doesn't matter to me. Then I'm focused on recruiting based on merit. It doesn't matter where people come from or what they come from. I don't have to give, because the businesses don't follow social or political ideologies. Businesses have to focus on profits. And for profit, mindset is the best way to do it, because if I have a team member and who is designed to generate leads for me, and I have another team member who is actually capable of just closing the leads, I'll have business closures very fast, because leads and closures happen simultaneously. And for that, the mindset becomes the key. And in any case, you'll see that sometimes it happens that the two employees are perfectly in sync with each other without you doing anything. They're buddies. They become buddies for the rest of the life. And so with our solutions, we can make the whole organization buddies for life. That's the thing we are talking about.
Absolutely. When you focus on that, like Adi said, you're focused on the profits of the business. And when you focus on the profits, you're going to select the right people that are going to bring you profits, not based on any physicalities, just based on their mindset and what they're going to do to make the business grow and be profitable.
Okay. Now, how does hiring for mindset impact employee retention?
Automatically, employee is going to stay, because when we match the mindsets, we even match with the owner's mindsets. So we know what exactly owner is looking for. And sometimes owners are not also not sure what they're looking for. And so we help them in identifying what their focus is and match that with the hiring solutions. And no HR department in the world is doing what we are trying to say. And we have actually practical documented steps to do that. And so when it comes to the profitability and other things, it's naturally going to go up. And the employee retention is also going to go up, because nowadays many people don't want to work. They want to work with a like-minded company. And that's exactly we do. When we do mindset matching, people are going to stay with that. In fact, the most productive employees are the employees whose mindset matches their owner's mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has to be moving in the same direction. It's really that simple. And if it's not the right mindset, you're going to have people trying to get there different ways, which is good to have a little bit of creativity, but you still need to keep the focus in mind of where you want to go with the business. And people have to be moving in this. If not, you're going to have chaos.
This brings us to the last question. What's a practical step companies can take today to start hiring for mindset?
Great question again. So number one, we need to assess the every business follows the owner's mindset. Every business, what they started with and what they're planning to do. Now, the best way first is to assess and map the mindset of the owners and their priorities. Priorities come in the skill sector or the goals, but the mindset is very unique to the individual owners. Mapping them out and then laying down a foundation for prospective hire that matches that mindset, and then accordingly the screening and the advertisement should be placed. And I know there are many prospective candidates who would like to get a job, and when we start dealing with this kind of mindset based approach, there is a more likelihood of meeting the minds, because when we talk about meeting the minds is where you have the ideal employee. And when somebody loves their job or the function or the company, they work hard for it, and they will not be lazy or they will not be spending their time. So it actually saves a lot of money for the people.
And when the companies have that clear agenda from the owner down, the people they interview, the people they hire, the people they attract are in aligned with that philosophy. So they find the right people. So people already know what different cultures are, and then they'll be drawn to that. It's just using the military as an example. We have different branches: Marine Corps, Navy, Army, and each one has a kind of slogan, and then people are drawn to each branch based on that. People are drawn to the Marine Corps based on their overall objectives and their goal, the Navy, the Army. So they all have very distinct agendas that they put forth, and then people step up to whichever one aligns with their personality.
All right. I think we have come to the end of this live show, and people who are watching, you can ask us questions if you have any questions, or else we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.